Every year, 7 million tons of chocolate are consumed worldwide, and this consumption doubles every 10 years. Recognized as the ancient and sacred food from God in Mesoamerica, chocolate is crafted from the fruit of the cacao tree. But have you ever wondered how those fragrant cacao fruits transform into the delicious chocolate bars we all love? In this video, we will take you on an epic tour inside a chocolate factory to unravel the secrets behind the creation of more than 200,000 chocolate bars every single day. Chocolate has been enjoyed by people since its discovery in Central America more than 3,000 years ago. In the mid-19th century, Joseph Fry revolutionized chocolate production by creating the first solid chocolate bar by combining cocoa butter, sugar, and cocoa powder. In 1875, Swiss chocolatier Daniel Peter, in collaboration with Henry Nestlé, achieved another breakthrough by introducing the first milk chocolate. This innovation involved mixing powdered milk into the chocolate mixture, resulting in a smoother texture and a sweeter taste. Chocolate originates from the tropics, where the cacao tree thrives in the hot and humid climate. The primary raw material for chocolate is the cocoa bean, found within the white, pulpy seeds of the cacao fruit. The harvesting process for cocoa has remained consistent for centuries. Cultivating organic cocoa demands careful attention and precise maintenance of the crop. The initial step involves planting the trees. Small seeds are placed in bags filled with dense, moist soil. Within a few days, the seeds sprout, and by the fourth week, the plants reach a height of 30 centimeters. While it will take 4 to 5 years for these plants to mature into robust trees and begin producing fruit, strategic pruning is used to strengthen the trees and promote continuous growth. Following the initial growth phase, the cacao trees enter a phase where flowers blossom and are pollinated by small beetles. Following pollination, the tree produces small pods, which develop over time, undergoing a gradual change in color. Once the color transformation is complete, signaling maturity, the pods are ready for harvest. This entire process, from the initial flowering to pod maturity, takes approximately about 5 months. Having invested considerable time and effort into nurturing the cacao pods, the last thing anyone wants is for these valuable fruits to be spoiled by insects. To safeguard against such threats, each pod is protected with plastic. However, bugs are not the only challenge faced by cocoa farmers. Harvesting the fruit proves to be quite a difficult task, as the pods do not naturally fall from the trees. Instead, they must be individually cut, often in temperatures exceeding 40 degrees under the scorching sun. This demanding work requires a double effort to collect more than 100 cacao pods per day. During the harvest, only fully ripe pods are collected to ensure the cocoa beans achieve the desired flavor. Pods that are not fully ripe can result in sour and bitter cocoa beans. Once gathered, the pods are transported to other plantation facilities for processing. The extraction of seeds is a manual process involving the use of a machete to open the thick and bulging shell of the pod. Inside, the fruit contains an edible and sweet pulp surrounding 30 to 50 white seeds known as cocoa seeds. The seeds, along with the pulp, are then taken to the fermentation area. Here, workers place them in boxes or piles and cover them for a period of 6 days. This fermentation process is a crucial step in developing the distinct flavors and characteristics of the cocoa beans. As the heat increases under the cover, fermentation begins. This softens the bitterness and starts releasing essential aromas. During this time, the seeds darken and begin to develop their rich cocoa flavor. Natural sugars interact with oxygen, leading to a gradual decomposition of the pulp. This transformation results in a change in the color and chemical composition of the seeds, reducing their acidity and giving rise to a distinctive chocolate flavor. After completing the fermentation process, the seeds are spread out in the sun, allowing the skin to dry and naturally fall off. What was once pure and dark grain has now transformed into cocoa, ready to be utilized in the creation of chocolate. Cocoa beans that successfully pass inspection are weighed and carefully packaged for export. Later, they are sold to the chocolate manufacturers. The quantity of cocoa required to produce 1 kilogram of chocolate varies depending on the size of the beans and the variety of the cocoa tree. On average, it takes about 300 to 600 grams of cocoa to yield 1 kilogram of chocolate. Upon arrival at the chocolate manufacturing facility, thousands of sacks containing the precious cocoa beans are sorted and neatly stacked in this expansive warehouse. Working in a chocolate factory might be the dream of many chocolate lovers, and this factory, with its remarkable annual output of 500 tons of chocolate, not only showcases impressive production capabilities, but also stands as a delightful haven for those seeking sweetness and temptation. The majority of the cocoa beans processed here are sourced from West Africa, a region responsible for producing 70% of the world's cocoa crop. As the cocoa beans arrive, they are set in motion on a conveyor belt, passing through a systematic cleaning system equipped with a series of filters designed to eliminate twigs, stones, and other debris from the precious beans. The initial step involves cleaning the cocoa beans, eliminating impurities and shells through a process called sifting. The next phase takes them through a rotating drum that applies heat to loosen their shells. Following this, the beans go through a machine designed to extract the shells, efficiently removing larger shell fragments. Finally, a vacuum cleaner removes any remaining smaller pieces. The removal of the shell exposes the inside of the cocoa bean known as pulp, which holds all the chocolate flavor. After breaking the beans, vibrating filters separate the husks and pulps. The longer and lighter husks stay on top of the filter and are removed, while the smaller and heavier pulps fall down. To bring out the flavor of the pulps, they are roasted in a giant roaster, similar to the ones used for coffee. The exact time and temperature of roasting are the best-kept secrets of chocolate manufacturers. To extract the chocolate flavor, they are approximately roasted for about half an hour. This enhances the aroma. Next, to make them more appetizing, they need to go through the grinder. Grinding releases the inner fat. Over 50% of the bean is fat, and this fat is known as cocoa butter. The cocoa beans go through grinding mills, resulting in a dense paste known as cocoa liquor. This cocoa liquor has the same amount of solids as cocoa butter. Next, the liquor undergoes a pressing process to separate cocoa butter from solids. The solids are finely ground to obtain cocoa powder. For chocolate production, cocoa butter, sugar, and powdered milk are combined. Heat and friction activate the cocoa butter, creating a pure liquid chocolate. Other items like powdered milk, sugar, or vanilla may be added in a massive mixer, depending on the type of chocolate that's being made, until it transforms into a sweet, thick, and sandy chocolate paste. The ingredients are thoroughly mixed to ensure a uniform distribution of all components. The paste, initially sweet but not creamy, undergoes a refinement process with a series of 5 rollers. These rollers press the paste to eliminate moisture and break it down into smaller and smaller particles. Once the process is complete, the paste is transformed into a fine and dry powder, ready to be used for preparing a delicious cup of hot chocolate. To convert chocolate powder into chocolate bars, a conveyor belt transports it to the most important machine in the chocolate manufacturing process. This machine is known as a chocolate conch refiner. Within the conch, the powder is rehydrated with cocoa butter to achieve the smooth and creamy texture of the chocolate. The constant friction between the mixture and the machine's paddles produces heat that releases even more flavor while softening the chocolate. The longer the duration of mixing, the creamier, tastier, and more expensive the final chocolate product becomes. After 16 hours of mixing, the chocolate is ready to be transformed into bars. Next, a depositing machine fills the bar-shaped plastic molds with liquid chocolate. This process is carried out in a controlled manner to avoid air bubbles and ensure that the chocolate is distributed evenly in each bar. The machine efficiently fills 336 molds every minute, resulting in over 200,000 chocolate bars produced daily. Next, a quick pass through the cooling tunnel hardens the chocolate. The conveyor then transports them to an elevator system, which travels through a cold room for approximately 2 hours. This constant movement ensures optimal air circulation, aiding the cooling process. Once the chocolate bars are fully solidified, they undergo the demolding process. This process is done carefully to prevent any damage to the bars, ensuring they retain their shape and appearance. Another machine operates swiftly to wrap the chocolate bars. The aluminum foil commonly used serves to preserve the chocolate, protecting it from air and moisture. On top of the foil, a decorative wrapper featuring the brand is added, making the chocolate bars ready to be enjoyed by chocolate lovers worldwide. If you want to know how Kit Kat chocolate is made, watch the video on your screen. And please like the video if you enjoyed it and share it with someone who might be interested. Also, subscribe to this channel by activating the notifications to continue learning. Thanks for watching.